Hello, agricultural dealers of Alberta and Manitoba. Thank you for your time and attention today as we discuss the ag industry's recycling program for under 23-liter pesticide and fertilizer containers. My name is Corey Crawford, and I look after the container recycling programs in Western Canada for Clean Farms and have been with the organization for the better part of 7 years now. Before we begin, let's just really high-level connect on agricultural plastic recycling in Canada. I always like to begin our Clean Farms presentations by reconnecting on the fact that Clean Farms is an industry-led, industry-funded stewardship organization. Clean Farms is a nonprofit that was created to represent the collective waste management and recycling interests of our member companies, who represent the major manufacturers and distributors of crop inputs, including pesticide, fertilizer, and seed, as well as animal health medications and egg plastics industries. Clean Farms is governed by our board of directors, which is made up of representatives from the major crop input manufacturers and distributors, including New Farm, Bayer, Syngenta, BASF, Corteva, IPCO, and others, who ultimately decide how they would like their products and packaging to be managed or recycled at the end of their useful life. The Clean Farms programs work on a simple concept of Canadian ag, and that's every major stakeholder group does their part for environmental sustainability and bringing these programs to light. Growers, of which there are over 190,000 across Canada, will ultimately decide that the material should be recycled as opposed to other methods of disposal. They'll prepare the containers for recycling and return them to a participating collection site. Clean Farms works with over 2,000 collection sites across Canada, including over 1,200 retailers that accept products from their customers and essentially provide intermediate storage where material can accumulate until Clean Farms contractors can come and collect the material, bring it back to a central location where it's washed, shredded, and otherwise processed so that it can be recycled into new material. Fun fact, over 95% of all pesticide and fertilizer jugs are recycled into drain tile or irrigation pipe. But all of the material that's collected through Clean Farms is recycled within North America. Clean Farms operates a number of permanent and pilot programs for crop input and other materials. From coast to coast, we collect crop input materials at retail locations from April 1st to October 31st each and every year. This includes pesticide and fertilizer containers up to 23 liters, non-deposit drums and totes, as well as seed pesticide and inoculant bags. We do run a separate program for unwanted pesticides and livestock medication. This program is operated in each region once every 3 years, so be sure to note when the collection is coming to your province. Across Alberta and Manitoba, we do operate a number of other programs for materials such as grain bags, silage film, twine, or bale wrap. These materials usually do go back to municipal collection sites where they have the space to accommodate such large and bulky items. Now let's discuss the collection of pesticide and fertilizer containers at retail. As you may know by now, collection sites for ag chem jugs are gradually moving from the existing municipal sites to ag retailer or ag dealer locations across both provinces of Alberta and Manitoba. It's been a 3-year transition that began in September 2021. So by time of recording, which is April 2024, we are in the 3rd and final year of the transition. A frequently asked question is, why is this transition occurring 30 years into the operation of the program? I'll begin by saying that pesticide and fertilizer jugs, as well as drums, totes, and seed and pesticide bags, are collected at retail in every province across Canada, except for Alberta and Manitoba at this point in time. As well, collection sites for any crop input material across the Western world, including Europe and South America, is collected at retail as well. Back in September 2021, in the province of Alberta, Alberta's Agricultural Services Boards, which is made up of the municipalities across Alberta, voted on a resolution to transfer the responsibility of collection from municipalities to retails and to have Clean Farms and Alberta Environment and Parks work together to make this happen. The decision from Alberta's Ag Services Board was largely due to the fact of increasing municipal costs while not wanting to raise municipal taxes, as well as the fact that they'd seen collection at retail work well in other provinces. In Manitoba, our board of directors, which are made up of Canada's crop input manufacturers, ultimately decided that it would work best if there was one harmonized program across Canada, rather than the province of Manitoba operating on a separate collection model. From a program management perspective, however, collection at retail is for the best interest of the program in the long run. The program is operated fantastically by retailers by allowing improved access to growers, including longer operating hours and more days per week that the site is open, a reduced cost to the agriculture industry overall in the long run. Cleaner and safer sites are operated by retails, which leads to better public perception of the farm industry in general. In case you're unfamiliar with municipal versus retail collection, the two models do look vastly different. Municipal collection features loose containers and containers that accumulate and they're picked up 1 to 3 times per year. Retail collection, however, it is required that all jugs are returned in collection bags to ensure there's a barrier between the container and the area that it's collected in, as well as the fact that retailers can submit a pickup request once they have 10 bags of jugs or more on site, and the contractor will come within 10 business days. If we have small volume retailers that will not accumulate 10 bags, we do encourage you to still submit a pickup request, and our contractors will come as soon as they're in the area. So far, as we're in year 3 of the transition to retail, we have onboarded over 190 retailers across Alberta and over 90 retailers across Manitoba so far to date. That represents over 2/3 of Alberta dealers and over half of Manitoba dealers are already participating in the program. If that was yourself, thank you very much for your work in making this happen already. As of April 2024, there have been 130 plus municipal depots phase out across Alberta and 100 plus phase out across Manitoba. Throughout 2024, there are 90 municipal sites operating through to the end of this year in Alberta, and 10 sites in Manitoba are closing at the end of this year. For the complete list of the sites that have since phased out collections, the municipal sites that are currently accepting until the end of the year, as well as the list of municipal sites that are open indefinitely, please do check our website, cleanfarms.ca, Manitoba, Alberta Jug Transition. As Clean Farms is phasing in collection at retail, phasing out collection at municipal sites, we are working to find opportunities to collect containers directly at the point of use to prevent users from ever having to transport it anywhere. So we have begun to pick up from aerial and ground applicators, large farms, golf courses, landscaping companies, and other large volume users. They're now able to receive free on-site pickup. So if you do have any customers that would benefit from this service, please reach out to us and let us know. How collecting jugs works on the ground at a retail location. Each retailer will receive a roll of Clean Farms collection bags in the spring. The collection bags hold about 40 jugs per bag and are made from a thick 4 mil plastic to prevent ripping and tearing. Please provide a collection bag to the grower at the point of sale when material is dropped off or picked up. Growers will prepare the jugs by rinsing them, removing the paper labels, and placing them in the collection bag after tying closed, and return to a Clean Farms collection site. Once 10 bags of jugs has accumulated, please submit a pickup request, collection.cleanfarms.ca. Our contractors will arrange for the truck to collect the material. They'll mark the request as complete in the system, and you're free to begin the process all over again. The system is open from April 1st to October 31st each year. To request a pickup, as mentioned, go to our website, collection.cleanfarms.ca, enter your unique login information for your address. If you've lost that information or need to reset it, please use the password reset function. And once you're logged in, select Submit New Request, select Small Containers, enter the number of bags to pick up, the number of rolls of collection bags you'd like dropped off, enter any notes to driver, and hit View Summary and Submit. As I mentioned, if there's 10 bags or jugs or more, our contractor should arrive within 10 business days. If there's less than 10 bags, please do still submit that request, and the contractor will come as soon as possible. You will see a last date pickup range. So this is an estimated date when the driver will come, which is 10 business days after the request has been submitted. Please note this is an estimate date. So if you have not yet began collecting jugs at retail, you can prepare for collections by registering at collection.cleanfarms.ca and ordering collection bags if you don't already have them. You'll designate a spot on the yard that's accessible by a 53-foot collection vehicle. You will hang an outdoor sign that's provided free of charge by Clean Farms, which indicates where in your yard that customers should drop off material and promotes very important preparation steps, such as rinsing and bagging jugs. We understand that each retailer is unique and the infrastructure available at each site varies widely. So Clean Farms requires approximately 15 by 15 feet of space per collection area. If you're a large volume retailer, this likely would need to increase to accommodate the volume of material you might get back. If you could hand out collection bags and advise customers to rinse, bag, and return, and then submit that pickup request online. When you're designating a collection area, Clean Farms is flexible with how the collection site itself looks on the ground. As I mentioned, we work with over 1,200 retailers, so we've seen over 1,200 different setups for jugs, ranging from indoor collection, like you see at the top, from storage in a warehouse to the main chemical shed to a sea can. We've seen outdoor storage, such as beside the main office building, such as in between two existing structures to prevent wind from blowing the bags around, or simply collecting the jugs in the parking lot of the retail location. Whatever works well for you. If you do have any questions with site setup, we have dedicated staff available at any time to answer your questions. So please reach out to info@cleanfarms.ca for more information. I'd be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to mention health and safety. Rinsing is the most important component of health and safety for the container recycling program, and we require all non-seed treatment containers to be triple rinsed. The use of triple rinsing, pressure rinsing, or a chem handler does remove 99.9% of all pesticide residues that were on that container. Your customers respect you and will listen to your direction if you tell them that jugs must be rinsed to be returned to your site. The situation, however, does get more complicated with seed treatment containers, as it is a ready-to-use product, which often isn't rinsed with water. In that case, we ask that seed treatment containers have the caps on if they're not rinsed, and unrinsed seed treatment containers are bagged separately from the clean, rinsed, non-seed treatment containers. We do require all jugs to be in a Clean Farms collection bag. We recommend to minimize handling by staff. We do not want your staff to have to rinse, bag, or otherwise touch the containers after they arrive on your site. So please ask your customers to properly rinse and bag before arriving at your site. If you find unrinsed containers have been dropped off, please contact us immediately and we will see if our contractors can send a priority pickup and send your request to the top of the queue. And in bold letters, please do not accept unwanted pesticides at your retail location. So this is chemical that is sent for incineration. Please ask farmers to hold this safely on farm until we operate the pesticide disposal program in your province. We did reach out to an independent ag retailer in the province of Ontario who's been partnering with us for 20 years now and asked for tips for success for retailers who are onboarding this program for the first time. I did verbatim copy and paste the recommendations that we were given from an ag retailer, and I'll summarize those with you quickly right now. Communication. So it works well to promote the program with monthly reminder newsletters, having posters pasted at the facility, and having conversations with customers when they're picking up product or when they're asking about returns. For expectations, outline the requirements of rinsing and bagging clearly and consistently. Education. If there are containers that are not meeting the guidelines when they're returned, they will speak to the customer in correcting it and discuss why it is so important that they're rinsed in bags. Usually only takes one conversation for the farmer to fully understand how important it is. Storage. This particular site has covered and contained areas for the full bags so they aren't exposed to the sun. Clean Farms doesn't require coverage on our collection areas, and we do ensure there is UV protection on our collection bags. But just to give you an example of how this site has managed it. The site also has limited after-hours access at their site, including security cameras that are pointed to the entrances of the compound, as well as the jug collection area. Again, not required, just so you know how it's being managed on the ground elsewhere. Collection period. So they communicate when the season is from April 1st to October 31st and ensure that they prompt customers to drop containers off in the fall before the collection season ends. And lastly, being very proactive about handing out collection bags to ensure that customers always have them on hand when they need them. Key dates for 2024. So Clean Farms will be providing the rolls of collection bags as well as outdoor signs to each retailer, and those will be delivered throughout the month of April. What will also be delivered are our communication tools, including posters, statement stuffers, social media content, and other. Our online system opens for new requests on April 1st, 2024. The dates for the unwanted pesticide collection program are released in June or July for the collection that will take place in September or October. The online system closes October 31st. The large volume municipalities, which are collecting throughout 2024, will cease collections at the end of the year, December 31st, 2024. So by this time next year, the transition to retail will be complete and customers will look to their local ag retailer to recycle their under 23-liter jugs. Watchouts for 2024, we do have a new contractor across the province of Manitoba. Curtis Construction will be servicing Alberta, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan to ensure for a very efficient collection model. As the low and medium volume municipalities phased out collections at the end of last year, we do expect volumes to increase significantly at participating retail locations throughout 2024. This time next year, spring 2025, We do advise sites that volumes will significantly increase again as all the municipal depots, or I should say most, will be phased out by spring 2025. While I have your attention, I just wanted to let you know that we are running the unwanted pesticide collection program in southern Alberta this fall, so south of Red Deer, and we'll be returning to northern Alberta, north of Red Deer, next fall. In Saskatchewan, we are in the north of Davidson this fall, south of Davidson, fall of 26. And in Manitoba, we'll be returning fall of 2025. As mentioned, we are offering free on-farm pickup for large farms if they can fill approximately half of a truck, which is 20, 25, 30 collection bags of jugs. If you have any customers that have or are willing to accumulate that volume of material, please do let us know. Clean Farms collection stats for 2023 include over 6.5 million containers recycled, the vast majority of which did go through retail, 89,000 drums and totes, almost 800 tons of seed and pesticide bags, and over 300 tons of unwanted pesticides. So collections, we have very important Q&A here for you. So this is a recording, so if you do have any questions that haven't been answered by this webinar, please don't be shy to send an email to info@cleanfarms.ca, and we'll make sure to get the answer for you as soon as possible. Frequently asked questions that we do receive: do you have to accept jugs from non-customers? So we will say that participation in this program is completely voluntary. Some retailers are choosing to accept from all farmers with the potential to increase their customer list. Some retailers are opting only to accept from their own customers. From Clean Farms' perspective, that is your prerogative, how you wish to operate it at your site, and either way is fine for us. What if a customer buys from multiple retailers? Are they expected to bag the jug separately and return each specific jug to the store they bought it from? Similar answer to the above. Some retailers are willing to accept all jugs from their customers. So it's a judgment call that you're able to make. Do you have to accept containers that were sold by direct to farm distributors? The answer is no. You can choose whether or not you'd like to accept those direct to farm products at your retail location or not. Is there compensation for collection? There is no compensation to collect crop inputs at a retail location. Clean Farms programs are operated on the thought that we want to keep our operating costs as low as possible for farmers. So if Clean Farms were to compensate collection sites, our operating costs would need to increase significantly, and ultimately those costs are paid for by our manufacturers, which are the members of Clean Farms, and they decided, because costs of so many inputs are increasing in 2024, it's very important to keep Clean Farms costs as low as possible. So no, we do not offer compensation for collection. Why are some municipal sites staying open? So as of April 2024, there are approximately 16 municipalities in Alberta and 3 municipalities in Manitoba, which are staying open indefinitely. These municipalities are in areas where there are no retailers, or the municipal site actually acts as the retailer. So the municipal site does have to stay open to make sure that farmers have access to collection locations moving forward. In some municipalities, the municipal site and the retail site are a significant distance away, and we didn't want to discourage participation in recycling programs from long distance between farm and retail. So there are some municipal sites staying open for that reason as well. If you have customers that are a significant distance from you, please do reach out to us and let us know. And that's when we would look to the municipal site to see if they would be willing to stay open. Will this impact my AWSA audit? So Clean Farms and AWSA do work very closely together. AWSA knows that jugs will be collected at retail in Alberta and Manitoba, and this will not negatively impact your audit whatsoever. It is worth to note, though, that the other conditions of the audit do still apply. So the jug collection area will have to not impact the fire and other pathways that would be audited through AWSA. And who was consulted about this? So it has been 2.5 years of consultations. Clean Farms has led discussions with the manufacturers, the distributors, the commodity organizations, the trade organizations, ag retail head office, independent retailer associations. A large number of organizations were consulted before the transition to retail was unfolded. So that is the end of the presentation. If you do have questions, they don't need to stop now. You can contact us at any time by submitting a pickup request in our online system, looking for more information on our general website, contacting our info line, info@cleanfarms.ca, phoning our line, or reaching out directly to any of the staff that you see listed here, who's based out of each province and is dedicated and willing to help. Excellent. Well, thank you all so much for your time and attention today. And thank you for being a Clean Farms collection site. Take care.